Hello and welcome back to Neil and Jan Resellers.
And today we've got something a little bit different for you. One of the untold joys of camping is watching somebody else struggle to put their tent up. And when we decided to sell one of our old tents, we decided to film it. It's the first time that I think I'd used my GoPro on a chest harness.
Yeah.
But Neil had also put his chest harness on.
No idea what's happened to that footage, but we've got Jan's.
Yes, somewhere lost in the midst of the ether world or wherever videos go to die is Neil's footage, but we've still got my footage, which we found the other day, and we thought, right, we'll put it up and let you have a bit of a laugh with this.
Have a bit of a laugh with it. I mean, it's really cruel. I mean, to have fun at people's expense of putting up a tent, but it's so good fun.
Sometimes, do you remember that chap who had the big frame tent, and we kept going over and offering to help, and he refused, and in the end he just screwed the whole thing up and threw it in the hedge and walked off.
No. So what are we doing?
Well, we're going to sell one of our...
Face me, because you're recording and we're having a chat, so...
Sorry, I wasn't trained to do this,
Yeah.
you know. We're going to sell one of our tents, so we're going to pitch it in this beautiful area very close to our house so we can photograph it to put on eBay.
Brilliant, excellent. So,
But every time we've pitched tents in the past we've had a fight, so are you ready?
Are we ready? I've got to phone my mum first, ready to
Get the spare room ready,
get the spare room ready. Right, so this is the tent. So what tent is it?
It's the
Hartford
Yeah, it's Outwell.
Outwell.
It's the Outwell. Actually, hang on, let me take photos of this as we're going along. I've got my... because I wanted to get some stills of it. Okay, so it's Outwell, and it's the Hartford M, isn't it?
Is it?
And it's actually got some...
It's got a little... There we go.
a little diagrammy thing on it, hasn't it? If you...
Yeah.
That's it. Because that's it, looking quite neat in its bag. And then I've brought the tape measure out as well because I want to get some measurements of like...
I've actually got dimensions on it on there.
Have you?
Yeah, look, there's dimensions.
Okay, that's very handy of
So
them,
take a
isn't it?
nice little close up of that, and it gives you the dimensions. So let's have a look. So this was last put up in Nottingham.
Yeah,
when I was canoeing. And I'm hoping that I did a really good job.
Because I normally do the packing up of the tents, or at least in...
putting it away. Looks like a separate.
Is that the fly sheet? Because I want to get photos of the base once it's up.
That looks like the base, I think.
Right, I'm going to leave you to do that because I've got backache before we've even started.
That's okay. You just make sure you're doing plenty of nice filming.
Well, I'll just aim towards you a bit.
So I just want to fold it out and get the...
Right, just a suggestion. Should we do it actually where there's an area to do it in rather than unfold it there where people walk through? If we do it on this bit.
Yeah, I was just going to unfold it so I can see the area so I can put it into a position.
Okay.
So I just want to get the round area.
No, that is the fly sheet, isn't it?
No, this is... oh. No, I don't think it is.
Oh.
This is the inner. So Jan and I sat here.
It's so long since we've
voiceover.
put this one up, I can't remember it.
What are your thoughts of how well did I pack it up well enough, or you know?
Surprisingly enough, yes, you had packed it up well enough, but on the day we were filming this, I couldn't understand why you weren't just taking it onto the bit where we were going to put it up.
Yeah, well, it was just a me
Because, you know,
thing,
it's a
wasn't it?
clearly marked out footpath there that people come through, and it's like, right, let's just pitch the tent on the footpath and block everybody's way. I mean, why would you do that? Are you sure that's not the bedroom? Because there's no doorway to get in here. That's the bedroom at the back. That's the front.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, yeah, you're stood at the front there.
So which way would you like the front to go? Out that way? Makes sense.
It doesn't really matter, does it? We're just taking photos for selling it, so.
If I put the back over here, yeah, and then the front there, you know?
Okay.
Well, whichever way you're.
Yeah, what I'm saying okay, Neil. Don't make a row out of something that, when I'm agreeing with you, just take it as an agreement, yeah?
You do that all the time.
We do that all the time.
And you said that you brought one of the mallets over with you.
Oh yeah, I did. It was upstairs.
Upstairs, where?
Morning.
Why?
Right, so I'm imagining. Can't remember quite how this goes up, do we?
Well, looks to
Peg
me.
down first and then put the poles in.
I don't know about, because once you've pegged it, you've got no flexibility to put. Sometimes it's better to put the poles in,
Right.
because then that little this little bit there has got to go inside the pole, hasn't it?
Yeah. So you need them to move. So let's get the poles out next, then, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say poles out.
However, if we had pegged it at that point, we would have known.
This is true. Yeah, because I bought this tent when we used to go camping a lot. But very shortly after I bought the tent, we got our dogs. And then we stopped camping and we got the caravan.
Got the caravan, yeah.
So it had been used, we used it together once, and then you took it away
We've got no
canoeing
colour
with-
coding on this one. I don't
without me
think,
once.
have we?
So it had only been
Probably
used
not.
twice.
However, I'd just like to point out, we know this tent as the
And I
black
deliberately
tent.
wore my Crocs so that if I've got to slip them off and walk across the.
This
Or
is
go
because
inside
my
the tent.
memory of it,
Yep.
it's completely
Sounds good.
black. And even when I could see it in front of me as being blue and green, I still remember it as black.
So do I.
And this is the odd thing, when I spoke to Neil about it, he remembers it as black as well.
As the black tent, yes.
And you know, we've got other tents, but all of our tents have always been blue and green, except for the black one. That clearly isn't black anymore. It's weird. But when I sent photos of it to my friend, he said, well, it looks black, so he's going to remember it as black as well.
That's a bent one. That's a special bent pole.
Was it supposed to be bent then?
Yes.
Yeah, because you've got a bent
I'm thinking what happened in
plasticky bit
Nottingham.
there to put it down to, haven't you?
And then so we've got this
Is
one.
there any
A
instructions
bunch of
there at all?
canoeists
I
at
have no
Nottingham.
idea.
Yeah.
Do you want to have a look?
Yeah, that's actually sewn into the bag,
That's a really clever idea.
That
which is
is-
It is.
very sensible.
Yes.
A stonking idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it says
Somebody says I wouldn't start from here.
Start from there.
You just said that on there as
this tent should be erected by at least 2 people.
well, with at least one of them knowing what they're doing.
Assemble all the poles by interlocking the shock corded poles. Make sure before pushing the poles through the pole sleeves that all doors are closed. Push the doors into their pole sleeve. So basically just I can't make out. Oh, the bent ones go towards the door.
Well, go over the door, basically, wasn't
The ones
it?
with the bent
Yeah.
ends.
Yeah.
Bent end towards the door there.
That's the door, though, isn't it? That's the back bit you said.
Yeah, that's the door. That's the bedroom bit.
Yeah.
Now, this is why when I used to go canoeing, when I used to go canoeing and used to camp, we'd never have a
Before
tent
you
like
met
this.
me.
Before I met you.
So
'Cause we
I
used to
suggest
turn
we
up
get
in
the
pitch
poles
black
in
dark half the
first,
time. Trying to do a tent like this
laying
in
flat
dark would be a
before we
nightmare.
start trying
But
to.
then you just used to have a little tent
lift
for
it
just
up.
you, didn't you? You
I
wouldn't
did.
have. You
Used
wouldn't
to
be
have,
sharing
used to
it
have
with
a
other
pop-up
people.
tent that used to have all the
Yeah.
poles in it, but
And I started camping just in a little dome 2-man tent, but
yeah, they were great.
it was
to
when we
start
first
with.
met and went away camping together, and it was
It was a little tent we have,
Oh,
wasn't
that's
it? A
got
really
two
little.
bendy bits in it,
Yeah,
hasn't
Your
it?
my little igloo tent. But you know,
Makes sense.
waking up in the middle
You've
of the
got a
night
doorway.
and having to
And
walk
you would
across the
expect-
field
Oh,
to
right,
go to
yeah,
the loo, whereas
okay.
you just nip round the back to the trees, don't you?
It's a bloke thing.
And then having to get dressed sitting down because there's
I
not
don't know
enough
if it
room to
says-
stand up, and I realised that I needed to move our camping up to another
to
level.
another level.
So which
And
one
we
does
certainly
the zoom in
did.
zoom in?
Yeah.
In fact,
But
before we got
that
this
one
tent,
goes
we were
across
already
the one that goes across
into
there.
glamping before other people started
Absolutely.
glamping, weren't we?
We're talking sofas to carpets, electric hookups,
Satellite TV.
So have you got the
satellite
other one? I'll start feeding
TV,
it through. I'm just taking shoes off so I can stand on it.
Yeah, the bent one, here's the bent one.
heaters, fridges, cookers, the whole works. It was
Our first camping heater came from a car boot sale, ironically. And
Yeah.
it was
Oh,
actually a
that
gas
green
yacht
one there?
heater, wasn't
yeah,
it?
it was.
And
I'm not
when
sure.
I
I
was
was just
buying it, I
looking to
remember
see
I was
which one
paying
it
£2
was. Yeah, I
from it.
think
And he
it
said,
might
"What do you
be.
want that for?" I said, "Well, we go camping,
Yeah.
you know, and take it with us." And then the first night,
That's
he was
most likely
quite
where that one
sulky about
goes.
putting this heating on, but we put it on, and then 2 o'clock we turned it off at night when we went to bed. Obviously,
on,
it's
it's,
2 o'clock in the morning.
Has
Faffing
come
about
out
at
of one
the
and
end of
going
bed, and I
in the
said,
other
"What
at
on
the
earth
top.
are you
so-
doing?" He said, "I'm lighting the heater again."
it was so cold. But if you're having heating in tent, you still have to watch out for carbon monoxide and that there's enough oxygen. So
need you to
after
go
that, we
kind of
actually
behind
moved to
me,
a
so
fan
it's going-
heater that we just used
not
to
gonna go
plug
round
into
the
the
corner.
We
electric.
actually used the gas one for years
We
before
did,
we
yes.
went all electric.
You try and feed it through
We
in the
didn't go all
direction that
electric
it's
until we
going. So if you
started
come
using the
behind
luxury
me,
pictures at Plenty
That's right. Yes. Yeah. And basically, if you're paying for electrics, you might
You
as,
might as well just plug everything.
might as well plug everything in.
Forget all the gas bottles.
are you
Yeah.
pushing?
No, look, it's in the book.
I was just thinking also we've got all the camp kitchen and the got loads of different camping stuff that we
Right, do you want to...
I don't even know where it is, but we need to sell it.
It's all at the beginning. It's all at the
struggling here
entrance
with my
to
bad
the-
hand, so if you want to
to the
feed it
garage,
round...
waiting to be sold.
And we need to get that on listed early next year before
Yes, we
camping
do.
season starts.
It's snagged up on that bit there, lovely. That's it. That bit there.
I don't
There's
think
a
it
lot
is
of
actually.
effort put into putting a tent up, isn't there? I mean, it's
not
I mean, it's
snagged at
great.
all.
But the thing is that what we've done
It just
here
needs feeding along a
is
bit.
that ideally, when you go camping,
Well,
you have the effort
Yeah,
of putting the
feed
tent
it
up, and you
along
have a
now.
week's rest or
Feed
something, or a
it.
weekend's rest before you got to take it back down again.
But
And then if we
it
can
was
try
only
and
gonna
get
be
it
up
so
for
that this is kind
photographs
of
and then-
equal,
And then back down
bits
again.
hanging
So
out both ends.
it's a lot of effort.
it is a lot of effort for 2 people with
With
energy
health-
issues.
yes.
But we did it,
Yeah.
next one.
or we tried. Whereas Tony would say we tried and we failed.
Don't give it away too quickly.
Well, no, it did go up eventually.
Yeah.
Well, that's what there should be.
But I
Another
just
end to
don't
it, doesn't it?
understand why I remember it black.
What do you mean, another end?
Or, or is that like just clippy bits down there?
Well, the dark blue.
I
does
don't know what
is
you're
that dark
talking
blue
about.
or is it white?
It's
got
no,
the
it's
green
navy
line
blue
that's
and
running through.
green.
Yeah.
It looks like when you get to the centre,
But
it should
I
have
remember
green
it
lines
as
coming
being
this way,
completely-
or-
Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
just clicks on.
Right. So in that case, put one
I
of
do
those.
too. Well, that navy blue, that does look black to me. That actually does
Of
look.
course, the problem that I've got now that I never used to have is all the time I'm leaning forward, I'm dripping brain
Okay.
fluid.
Well, if you want me to just do it, we can. And you just watch.
Well, the thing is, Neil, I don't want you walking on this bit with your shoes on.
Yeah, I get that.
I know we're selling it and it's not going to be ours anymore, but I don't like dirty tents. Never have done. That should be enough for now while we get the other ones fed through.
Maybe we should have paid more attention to those instructions at this point.
Yes. Also, something to think about is like,
No.
How long does it take you to list an item? This is for listing an item
This is
on
to
eBay.
photograph an item.
Photographing the item for listing.
But it is a big item.
It
isn't
is a
it?
big
one.
item, yes.
Turned out to be a very big item.
But yes. But when
I
you
don't
think
even
about
know if this one goes
how
there.
long is
but-
it going to take you to list your item?
But you know, I'd paid, that one cost me £220
Yeah.
Right.
and we only used it twice, so that's
Yeah.
£100 a night, you know, or thereabouts. It's quite
Yeah.
somebody got a real bargain when we did,
When they did get it.
yeah. And I'm still in two minds as to what to do, because the year that I bought this tent that we're watching, I also bought the biggest tent,
Yeah.
which is the same as the one that
Don't
we
push, don't. Hang on.
always use,
Let me
only
see.
the size up, and it's
No,
it
this
was
this
like
needs
the
to go.
flagship tent out
that
of the
way,
whole
yeah.
range. It was
Absolutely.
a 20-man tent, which may sound excessive for two people.
No. 20 man tent for two? No, that's about right for us.
But you know, we take
Pardon?
furniture. when you have a van, you can take as much as you like, can't you?
Yeah, I tended to have like a transit size van.
I have no idea what you're
and
talking about.
Actually, sometimes there'd be a transit size van and you would take the Galaxy as well.
I know those, yeah.
The pole, the joints, where your hand
And we
rail
feel
is.
both,
And
didn't we?
Yeah.
we filled both. We'd have
To
a
the
full
seats out the
Galaxy.
Galaxy.
No,
filled that
no,
up
it's in there.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Does it look like it popped out as it went through?
Oh, that was again Nottingham, wasn't it? And
Yeah.
we were going to meet Tony and Sarah up in Nottingham.
Yeah.
And because I always wander around campsites barefoot, you know,
I think you'll find that one should have gone through
we were
there.
getting ready to go, and I just hopped in the van without thinking, because sometimes
You
she used
wanted
to
to
drive
start
me
in
out
the
to
middle,
shower and
but
back
Yeah.
again. 'cause
It's
it was a
now
bit
going to
of
have
a
to go all the
walk,
way
wasn't
through and then come back
So
out.
jumped in. We've gone out to meet them. We've gone out for the day, haven't we? And I had no shoes,
Shoes.
which was fine, except for when we went into this shopping mall, and there was an escalator, which is actually really painful to stand on without shoes
Without
on.
shoes on. Yeah.
God, yeah.
I suppose at that point most people would have gone
Wait,
on
wait,
water
wait.
pair,
It's
but
cold.
Yeah.
I didn't.
But then, so we used to do a lot of camping because I used to do a lot of canoeing. I used
Well-
to compete in canoeing and
Well-
we'd go off around the country and
You're the one that's supposed to watch.
especially to Bala and North Wales kind of area, which was really nice.
Yeah, we've had some good
To
camping trips,
Nottingham
haven't we?
and yeah.
And when my parents were alive, they were down in Cornwall, so we'd stay at a beautiful campsite at Pentewan where we'd have a front row pitch. So it's literally you look out of your tent in the morning and you see the sand and the sea. That's all that was in
Yeah, it
front
was
of us.
lovely, wasn't it?
The beauty of it is when you actually go camping, you have the stress of putting the tent up, and hopefully you have a week before you have the stress of taking it down again. However, we've got
Up and taking it down there.
yeah, maybe a plan.
And I was just thinking about how,
Right.
you know, most of the time we were lucky in that we'd take the tent down in dry weather.
In good weather, yeah.
But if we did have to take it down when it was wet, how your mum and dad would be so helpful. We'd take it over to them
Click
and
in.
They had a big enough garden to put it up
Yeah.
in.
Make
dry
sense?
it off for us, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Is there there's another one supposed to go across the back bit there?
Yeah, but I don't know if we need to do that yet, or if we do
Well-
that afterwards. We don't need to put them in yet. We probably just need this dome up first, don't we?
I think so, but
Our garden's nowhere
oh
near
yeah, I
big enough
forgot
to
it's got
pitch a
two
tent
doors,
No.
hasn't it?
which
It's
is
got
why
one at
we
the
had
front
to
and
come
one
out
at
the
the
front
side.
Yeah.
to
Because
do
I
it
was
in
just
this
looking and
little
thinking why we were putting it
area
up the
here.
wrong way round, but
But
I
we've
couldn't
even
think
had a
of
big
what it's got
marquee
two
up here,
entrances.
haven't we?
So yeah, can you?
Originally, it used to be a concreted over play area with climbing frames and
I'll
things on,
start
but
trying to put.
then they decided it was too
hold it
dangerous
up
for the
there.
children because it was all
Yeah.
concrete,
Alright,
and they ripped the whole
Because the
thing
thing is,
out.
I'm stood on tent
Grass
here,
it
so
I
out.
know what you stood on.
I prefer it with the grass and the
Yeah,
dandelions.
I
and
did.
I don't know that I can hold it without going inside.
Well, just kind of hold it up where it is. That's fine. Once you get one of these up,
Then it will hold the other ones up.
yeah, you're going to go underneath like that.
Hang on.
This is like a really critical part of putting a dome tent up is getting it as it comes up.
yeah,
It's an awkward bit as well, especially when you've
And I
got the
normally
weight
get
of other
sent
poles.
inside to hold it
Don't
up from the
stand
inside,
on
but
that
I'm
one,
not tall
go, go.
enough. You know, these tents
no,
are
that
much
side's
taller than
okay.
mine. Am I already in there?
No, you're outside.
You're still on the first pole.
Oh no, I'm filming it. Yes, of course I'm outside there.
I think this one. Does
Is
this
that-
one have another sleeve bit the other side?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm
This
wondering
doesn't
whether
look as though it's going very well.
Hang on.
So this one should then go
Well,
there.
it's a novel thing, really, isn't it? Because normally you'd be looking at other people
Well, I
trying to
think
put a
that's
tent
all
up
for
or
loads,
whatever,
I just
but
let
looking
go.
at
Just a
yourself.
minute, what I'm trying to do
Well,
is work
doing
out
it
how
is-
this
Let's
one
face it,
goes.
we all love
Because I'm
YouTube because
thinking
it gives
that
you a
it needs to
vision,
go. I'm thinking this
a window
dump
into
one,
somebody
it needs to
else's
go
life,
under
and we're all a
them
little
ones,
bit
so the
nosy, aren't we?
top one goes-
And I love that about camping is that you haven't
So
got the
the
brick
vent hole
walls
goes
that
like
you
that.
can't see and you can't
Over the
hear your
top.
neighbours. And
Yeah.
I was just thinking about that time we went to, I can't even remember where it was, and there were the three guys with their Thai brides and assorted
Oh,
children.
yes, yes.
And they'd
This
been
was
out
so
for a
much
meal the
easier
night
when I was
before,
younger.
and they were trying to work
Yeah,
out
maybe you do want to
who
stand
owed what
right in
for
the
this
middle and hold it
meal.
up.
And the conversation
just
went
let
on
go
for
of that.
about an hour and a half. Well, you know, little
I'm
Johnny
trying to
had
keep my
baked
feet
beans, yeah,
clean
but
so that
Sarah
if I
didn't
go in
have
the tent, it's
chips,
not
and
gonna get
well,
it
you had a
dirty.
glass of milk. And it just went on and on and on, and I was grief stuck. Because to me, I'm just not that money orientated that,
Right, and just support that
that
little
I would
bit there.
nitpick
Okay?
over who had what, and
Yeah.
you know, you either pay separately when you're in the restaurant, or you just split it up or whatever to roughly 3 ways. But oh, that's the dog sneezing there. But to actually be that nitpicky about it, it got to the stage where I nearly went over and offered to pay for the whole thing. But eventually the guy said, "No, it's all right. I'll do a spreadsheet when
When I get
home."
home.
And there was the other time where it had been bitterly cold. It was so cold, and we're always warm because we've
Yeah.
got heating in the tent. And I don't use a sleeping bag, but I do take
How
3
you doing?
duvets, one for underneath and 2 for on top. So I'm always snuggled
Tent, yeah.
in my tent. But there was a family next to us, and there was Nan, Grandad, Mum and Dad, and the children. The kids were crying because they were cold. Mum and Dad were having around. Nan and Grandad were saying, "Let's go to the shops and buy more clothes."
Oh God, the whole lot's gone.
Right, are you able to hold that there?
Not completely there because it's too tall for me.
It's
taller than I am.
watching, what's
Right,
going
okay.
on?
So I'm holding it
This
as
is
best as I can
Yeah,
from
no, that's
slightly at
good.
the side.
A jam cam
good,
view
lovely.
of the inside
Yeah.
of the tent going horribly wrong.
Well, that's a doorway, I guess.
It's such a good job we never took up hot air balloons.
Can you imagine? It goes up now.
Yeah.
Well, no, the whole point is we put it up and then take photographs
We
so
did
they
that
don't see
with
this
fire
bit.
as well.
This is just for the amusement of people who like to see us struggling.
Us watching yourself struggling is quite amusing, guys.
Pardon?
I'm talking to the camera, lovely.
Oh, sorry.
I'm trying to hear what you're saying on the outside of the tent when you mumble anything.
I know I'm.
Until the pole's going the right way. It'll be alright.
Yeah.
Can you translate that for the rest of us?
No.
We're going to get to that bit first.
Tell me when all the poles are in so I can get out.
Well, yeah, I will tell you when that is, but that ain't now.
Okay. Because the floor's still very rucked up and needs pulling out flat.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe the instructions are wrong and you should actually peg out the floor first.
I think that's what I would do.
What, peg the floor?
Yeah.
Well, I did say that first, didn't I?
Well, we used to on the,
Well, I was just going by
Bigger
what the
tent, didn't
instructions
we?
said.
but then it
Yeah,
was
that's
different
okay.
shape to this
Yeah.
one.
I mean, you don't have to final peg it. You just kind of
Just
do it
tack
to hold
in,
it,
yeah.
and then reposition it once it's done. Is what I would go for.
But I must admit, when we were doing this, I was very, very impressed at how clean it was. Because I really
Right, if I
honestly
come out
thought
now.
you and half dozen canoeists in there, it would be filled
Well, I
with.
seem to remember that it was a case
You're on
of
pain of death.
yeah, it was like yeah, we can borrow it, but everybody got like it's got to come back really clean.
Bag.
You put it
So
away
shoes off
last
at the door,
time.
that sort of
I
thing.
think there probably was.
But having gone
It
to
should have all been in that
canoeing
bag, Neil,
events
so if
with
the
you
pegs
and
aren't
seen
there,
the state
that's
of
down
the
to
showers
you.
that
Oh,
canoeists
absolutely.
generally
Can you
leave
pass
them
me my
in.
shoes,
No,
please?
I mean it was totally warranted. I mean the
Like you say
What, the
last
worrying?
time
the
you
worrying,
used
yeah.
Why are
this
you
tent,
stealing
I
my
wasn't
shoes?
with
Were
you.
Did I ask you?
Can you?
I think you asked for them.
Oh, right, because I just looked up and you're wandering around with my shoes. I thought, is this a joke?
Are you trying to tell me that part of it's missing?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying have we got a peg up?
Yes, Jan. Where are these pegs? Do you think?
Well, I always put the pegs in the bag and then I roll them up inside the tent before it goes in the
but
bag.
obviously,
And then I poke the mallet down the end, so that you've always got the mallet and
I've
the.
got to have fallen out in the garage.
yeah, but I packed this one up.
Exactly, yeah.
That looks.
That ain't gonna sell it, is it? No, really, really don't.
Yeah, quick, take some photos of that.
Yeah, that'll sell it.
Anyone with a bit of vision.
This pole has got to be wrong because that's probably going to go in that one.
Oh, Neil.
What have
You
you
were
put the poles
inside.
in the wrong place? Are you saying?
You threaded them all through. We've done it wrong. It's got to be wrong. That's got to be wrong.
We've
That pole.
done it wrong.
No, I'm
Can't
saying
take
have you put the
responsibility,
ends
can you?
It's your tent.
in the wrong places.
I
I
really
bet the
don't
neighbours
know.
were hanging out their windows
It's basically
laughing.
got to come down.
You know,
and
because
fold
that
up,
looks
isn't it?
to me as though that bit over the door should go into the bit each side of the door. I think you've put the ends of them in the wrong places.
Just notice the title of the film: "Selling Jan's Tent." Jan should know how it goes up.
Do you get what I mean?
So how did you put it up when you went with your
I
friends?
think next time what we'll
Who
do
took my role and told you what
once
to
I
do?
turn the
I
page,
think we must have had pegs.
is I'll put it up, you come and take the photos and I'll put it down again.
But it's,
You're not doing very well so far.
No, I mean,
You really,
it's not one of them.
you really think I should trust you? I'm pretty sure when you went to Nottingham, you had other people with you, and they would have helped.
It would have been fun. It would have been fun, but I'd work better by myself doing tents. Normally do. Not-
Actually, no, you never do.
I thought it used to be a case of I put it up.
No,
and-
that was the caravan, darling.
Oh.
No, the caravan you take on your own, and I'd arrive when it was already set up. No, the tents, I always was a crucial part of doing it, and
it's a
and
long
when it
time
came to
since we went
taking down, I
It's a
pretty
long
much folded it.
No, you.
No,
did.
you helped
you
me
were
fold
good
it,
on all
but-
the folding and that.
But you couldn't get the hang of the parachute bit, could you? So are we just going to take the whole thing down again
There's
now?
nothing else we can do.
All right then.
There really
When
isn't anything
you
else
when
to
you
do,
wear your body harness for
Yeah.
your cat, it makes it look like a big bra.
Thank you. So is that another one of my titles? Can't work a tent.
I always used to say couldn't work a duvet.
So anyway, this is the tent
This
actually
is-
up.
Skip forward
Yeah.
to having bought some new pegs because the old ones never were found. I'm sure they were left behind in Nottingham.
As you can see, this is. I mean, it's still.
This is just
That's how it should be
various
pegged out.
stages of.
And then it kind of goes up, and the poles stay in. Once the pegs are on the floor, it goes down quite nicely. And as you can see, I think it's a lovely looking tent. And,
It is a nice tent, and it's It's a bit like a TARDIS, isn't it? It's incredibly spacious inside.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to see that in a minute. But I say, it goes up quite nicely. It's quite a nice solid tent.
And it had 3 doors, didn't it? One
Yeah.
each side, and then the big front one.
And you
That's
got
on
the
there.
door that flaps up there, so you can use that.
And it was just windows everywhere.
Yeah, inside it's nice. It's a nice kind of, and as you can see, there's a good height to it. Once it's up, there's a lot of space there as a tent. You got different
Two
compartments
bedrooms.
at the
They're
back.
double bedrooms. I think it's supposed to sleep 6 people, 2
Yeah.
in each bedroom and then 2 in the middle.
And then once you got the photos and that, you were able to put it onto eBay.
I did, in fact, put it on eBay. It sold very quickly.
And you see, it's just a really good height on there. And you see, you got the side doors. I mean, it's just a really nice tent, good size.
It just didn't look it the way we put it up the first time.
Not when we tried to put it up the first time.
Fortunately, we did, as you can see, get it up nicely in the end, and
it went really well. So
yeah, I think because although it had only been used twice, it was good 10 years old.
yeah, but it was in really good condition. Once it was actually up and you could see it had all been packed away really well. And
I think I sold it for about 180 in the
about
end.
£180, so which is really good. See, Jan's just sat there watching now, and
Well, I'd been sat there calling out instructions. But
yes,
no, actually, I did help to assemble it that time when it actually
Jan
did
always
go up.
does actually help to do it. I could
Why,
never do it by myself. It was not something that could be done. So, but yeah, it's got like a blacky look, kind of like it is.
Yeah, it kind of does look a bit black, doesn't it?
It's
But
a
it's
bit-
not the black that I remember.
No. So anyway, yeah. So in the end, you stuck it up on eBay, and what was it, 180? You say you got for it?
Yeah, or thereabouts. Yeah.
Thereabouts.
Or I think I put it up for 180. I might have taken an offer on it.
And then, as you can see there, we got a time to dispatch your item, and that is it. Boxed
packed.
up.
I mean, luckily I'd bought some boxes earlier on from somebody who'd been moving, and he had some that actually either fit a tent or a Dyson. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching our little adventure of taking photos for eBay.
As I say, it was back in the summer, but we just thought we'd put that out now. We just found the content that we could put out. Hope you guys liked it. If you did like it or want to put any comments about what you saw, love to have your
Like
comments.
you guys can't put a tent
Like you guys can't put a tent up,
Did
absolutely.
they come out and do it for you? No, they did. We eventually did it all by ourselves.
Did do it. But yeah, drop us some comments if you've had any nightmares with tents, and we'd love to hear from you. And
don't forget to like and subscribe.
yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. And we will catch you guys on the next film.
Wow, we've got a boot sale in the morning.
Boot sale in the morning. It's actually December right now, but it's boot sale in the morning.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to come over to my channel, which is Tales from a Broken Brain,
Tales from a Broken
I'm
Brain.
actually starting to do a couple of little Vlogmas type videos.
Yes, over on that channel.
Is there a link on this channel?
There is a
my
link
channel?
to this channel, from this channel over to your Tales from a Broken
Because
Brain.
I don't think there's a link from Broken Brain back to here.
No, there probably isn't.
But it doesn't matter.
But anyway. So we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Okay, bye.
Bye.